Hi, I'm Doug Wallman. Today I'm going to be unboxing an ART-MP Studio V3 voiced valve preamplifier. That's one way to say it. I think officially it's called ART Tube MP Studio V3 Tube Microphone Preamp. Some people will. The V is for voiced, I think. Voiced valve preamplifier. Art Studio V3 voiced valve preamplifier. I'm kind of looking online to see how this has been termed here or coined. I think the official way to say it is ART Tube MP Studio V3 Tube Microphone Preamp. Wow. Now I'm using a preamp right now, and it's actually in use at the very moment. It's a PreSonus Bluetooth, and it's fine. It's probably about in the same quality, I would say. This is older, though. I just wanted to try something different. I almost bought a new PreSonus, too, and I could still do that, but anyway, on to the unboxing. Got it right here. I saved this for the unboxing. I've had it for about a day, just sitting here. Can hardly wait, right? No, actually, what I would like is to get a kit where you can make your own preamps. And there is such a place, but they're not really onto microphone preamps yet. That's not what this video is about. All right. Let's not struggle too much. Just come out of there real nice. There. Nice. Looks like that might have been setting just a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. It's supposed to be brand new, so it better be, right? This is from Amazon, but I think it's one of their stores. Yeah, it's packaged all right. That's all I'll say. That was a little rough. Yeah, it's a little rough. So it comes with, of course, the power supply. I would expect that. The owner's manual. And a not too shabby box. But it looks like it's almost a demo. Well, you know, things lay around. Maybe that's what they look like. Oh, yeah, it's got some weight to it. Now, I know that this unboxing is not about that PreSonus, but I'm going to get some tubes for that. I guess it could be for this, but this, I think this is a little harder to access. You can get to it. It's not a big problem, but this one, you just, I'm not going to really move it. It's kind of tethered up there, but just unscrew the top, and there you go. But be warned, beware, you should not really do that because it's a hazard. Preamps can be dangerous, so unless you know what you're doing, and I'm even gonna say, even if you do not open them up. I just say that as a precaution, but take it seriously. Unless you're like a technician, don't go sticking your fingers in a preamp. Yeah, the knobs feel pretty nice. Yeah. So these are some voicings here. And I assume my overhead camera is going to work here, but it's got some nice voicings. Well, I don't know how much I'll use it, but maybe a little bit. Now, I take it this is just a mono setup. So I guess I could use it for my keyboard, but I'm so spoiled having stereo. But this one I could use for my keyboard or whatever I want. Like, for example, those Edifier speakers, there's some inputs that seem to require a preamp. I mean, you can get it to work fine without, And so far I have. But, well, most of the time it's fine. But there's a few audio inputs in there, excuse me, that are require me to just turn up the volume. So I think it actually does need a preamp. But that's not what I'm getting this for. But I digress. Not that I should really take this too seriously, right? Most people just like toss that. So it looks like it has some nice instructions there. Oh yes, they all come with the this does too, a big wall wart. Bigger than this even. No, I think the newer version has a way to remedy that. I mean, it still comes with a brick, I think, but I think there's an extension on the PreSonus where it's the actual outlet part is a little slimmer, but I need to try to keep this about the Studio V3, the ART Studio V3 voiced valve preamplifier with output protection limiting. Yay. All right, just plug that in. Seems easy enough. Now if I can find an empty outlet here, I could almost do a review on power strips. So, I don't have a lot of room here. I think what I'll do is go ahead, I'll turn this off, kill it, and I'll plug this into the input. All right, we'll do what we call a hot swap. But first I'm going to turn this down, all right? Test, 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 test. All right, we're not test 1, 2. We are working. Okay. I noticed the jacks are just horribly loose. Something's up. Almost like someone had opened this. Where the 1/4 inch jacks are, they need to be screwed tighter. So, wow. It is working now. I do have it cranked up quite a bit. Test 1, 2. Yeah, see how loose? Wow. Well, it looks like it's working now. As usual, I struggled with it a little bit. I'm not exactly sure at what point it even turned on. No. Oh, that's a plus 20 dB of gain, which I almost wonder if I don't need that. Test 1, 2. I don't know. Test 1, 2. It's probably a little quieter without it. If I can move this over, you can maybe see the meter. Test 1, 2. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Now I need to look at my output here. That's coming from my phone. Here's the output here. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. That's the flat neutral response. Flat for video. So vocal is right there. It's going to be a subtle difference. Let's go back to flat, flat, flat. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Vocal. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Okay. Here's a phase reverse switch. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I actually think that's normal right there. I think that was actually, let's go back to flat. Because it's in the outmost position, which I think that would be normal, but let's take a look real quick. It sounds a little better when it's testing normal. Try not to sigh in the microphone. Yeah. Phase reverse switch. The phase reverse switch is provided to reverse its phase of the signal. The switch works on pins 2 and 3 of XLR. Okay. I don't know if it really says. Depressing the phase switch can remedy this. In general, if your sound is thin or out of position, try reversing the phase to correct the problem. Oh, well, we can tell by looking at this. Now if I depress that 20, it's in, and that is the top row where it says plus 20 dB. So if I press it again, it's in the outmost position. So I think that would hold true for the phase reverse switch. Yep. Oh yeah, it's right on here. Out is normal. Duh. Things I don't struggle with. All right. All right, so that's flat, neutral. Hopefully you can see this on the... No. Hopefully you can see this. Oh, this has been scratched up. There's no way this is new. I think you might be able to peel that off, but I'm not going to peel it off yet. I might have some words. Flat. Vocal. That's the vocal. Guitar. I can definitely tell that one has some sibilance. Bass. Don't need that. This is for keyboard. This is the warm section we're getting into now. Electric guitar. I think the first one is electric keyboard. I'm back to that. Electric guitar. Warm vocal. Well, that sounds pretty good there, I take it. Testing. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Then we have valve. Come on, there's a voicing options here. I think this one says multi. We're back to another vocal, but it's kind of, they're kind of broken up between, I don't know, warm and voicing and OPL or something. They kind of overlap. Neutral, warm, and OPL. That's vocal. I think this is acoustic guitar. Can tell that's a little different. Piano, test 1, 2, piano. Bass again. I'm not sure what OPL stands for. Can look it up later. Output protection limiting. Acoustic guitar again. Perk. A limiter. Test 1, 2, limiter. That might come in handy possibly. Or limit. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. I'm already probably needing to turn, probably already going a little too loud. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Versus flat. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. I'm just trying to talk loud to see if the limiter works. Clip limit equal red. Clip limit equal red. I'm not really doing it so much. I've seen red on here though. Clip limit equal red. Clip limit equal red. Red. I seen it go red on I seen it go red on the meter, but I didn't see this LED here clip red. So I don't know. Actually, the flat's probably pretty good, or I could use the warm vocal over here, which sounds a little processed maybe. Test 1, 2. I want to say processed. Might have to turn it down or something. What do you think of that? There's that vocal. There's this vocal. Test 1. And then there's just flat. So there's flat. I think the vocal next to flat might be kind of on the neutral side too. Yeah, probably so. Test 1, 2. So just flat, test 1, 2. Vocal. Let's start with flat again. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. That's flat. This is the vocal next to flat. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And then there's the vocal warm over here. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I'm just trying to choose the ones that might sound a little better. The valve right next to it, for voice that is. The valve right next to it. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Now my leveling, or how I set the levels this time was a little bit louder, so maybe I need to back up. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. So yeah, I'm right up there, but I could turn it down here. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. And then there's the multi, which I'm not sure what that is. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, but it sounds pretty good. Probably combines several things. And then vocal underneath voicing, but the whole thing's voicing. It's the selections here on top. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I think it's getting into the OPL range a little bit, possibly. Oh, I think that's output protection limiting. The quick brown, see, right, that was not this thing's fault, though. I need to turn this down. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. So yeah, we need to turn this down. I had that cranked up way too loud. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. So I think it sounds better that way. Let's go back to flat so I have my level set a little better. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Then let's go to vocal again. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. All right, I'm back the next day. I think I got this figured out a little better. Not that I have it totally figured out. But I am configured a little differently on my audio interfaces. I have both of them because I'm going to do a sound check with my voice, but then also I have a couple keyboards here I'm going to play. I already recorded something via MIDI. So right now you're hearing my voice through this Studio V3, ART Studio V3. So this is the flat. This is the vocal. Now, these are all neutral settings where there's no line from like here to here. Those are all neutral. So this, I'm going to go back to flat. So that's flat. That's just nothing, I think, other than their solid state tube, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's true.
No.
Next is like a vocal voicing. Testing 1, 2, 3. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I should have chose to read some copyright-free book or something, right? But these all sound really good, just talking random stuff. That's guitar right there, by the way. Did I say that? So this is guitar. This is bass. We're still in the neutral category, but the next one is when I start using the warm section. So here we are in the warm section. This is electric keyboard, I think is what this is. Next is electric guitar, still in the warm section. Next, vocal. This is vocal warm. I do believe we were using the tubes for everything that says warm.
No, everything.
Next, I have to tip this to see it. Valve. Testing 1, 2, 3. Valve. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I believe this one is multi, if I remember right. Yep, multi. I think the multi is the first within the OPL category, which intersects with the warm category. So this is multi, which is under both warm and OPL. OPL meaning output protection limiting. And the next one after that is vocal, still under those two categories, warm and OPL. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Of course, this isn't very scientific because I could be not in front of the mic the way I was just a moment ago. I'm trying to be consistent. I think this is a guitar, meaning acoustic guitar, still under the two categories, voicing and OPL. This is how I'm looking at it. This is how I'm interpreting it. Next one is piano, still underneath warm and OPL. And next, I think this is just OPL, but I don't know. It should be because it's just under bass, and I don't see the warm section isn't a part of this. So does the bass have any place to fit under? I mean, you can put it wherever you want to, but I actually don't see bass underneath a tube setting or warm setting, but you can put it wherever you want, of course. You can totally ignore these categories. Next is a guitar, which I'm taking to mean acoustic guitar, under output protection limiting. Next is percussion, still under output protection limiting. And next is limiter, or it just says limit, but we know that's a limiter. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. I'm trying to talk a little louder to see if it holds me back a little bit or something. I'm talking really loud now. I seen my camera was in the red, so really I was just overdriving my camera. That should have probably held me back a little bit. It probably did. And next is flat again. So next I'm going to let you hear my piano, but my piano, it's not really my piano, it's my Whirly with a little synth. It's actually the Korg Triton rack is going to be playing the Whirly, and then the Nord Electro 5D is going to have some sort of pad in the background. I actually decided that the Whirly on the old Triton sounded a little better, at least when I could find real quick. It's a Moss expansion card. It makes it sound that good, but it does lack polyphony, so you might hear some notes chopping out. But yeah, this is not going through here, but it is stereo. So I don't know how fair that is, because when I set it up next, I'm going to go mono, but that is something you do lose unless you want to record separately or have two of these. But I'm not going to record one track and then another track, so we're just going to keep it simple. All right, so this is what it sounds like. This is actually going into my Behringer. However, the vocals you hear right now are going through the Studio V3 and then the Focusrite, but the Focusrite is really turned all the way down. Yep, I was making sure it was. But it is feeding my camera through the outputs, so that's how that's set up. All right, let's... Oh, I do also have a low-pass filter cut in my mic. Some people might be disappointed in that, but I thought the notice was pretty subtle, or the difference was pretty subtle. I'm going to move something here. My pop filter kind of moved on me, so I'm moving that. Yeah, let's hear what this sounds like. I did this recording earlier, and I didn't do a camera or video shot of me recording it because I was trying to focus on doing a halfway decent job, but really I'm just kind of doodling. So it's probably not actually worthy to be on iTunes or anything like that. But I just sat down and played something for the sake of, comparing different artifacts this thing could bring out. Good ones, of course. All right. So this is without the Studio V3, but it is in stereo. Going through the Behringer. And then, oddly enough, yeah, it's going through the Behringer. Those notes weren't that choppy when I played it. Something about the MIDI did that. Going to play that whole thing. You get kind of a reference point for what it sounds like. Now I'm going to stop and reconfigure things, so hopefully I can, what do you call that, reamp it so you can kind of hear how it sounds like going through the Studio V3. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, in this section I'm not going to be talking a whole lot. I'm just hearing a voiceover mic because during the actual recording of this, it was kind of funky how I had it set up going out from my audio interface into the preamp. That's not what you normally do. I think that's called reamping, but you probably need extra tools to do it right. Anyway, just take a good listen. I'm just turning some knobs through the different voicings. All right, guys, I am done. That was a little weird going out from the audio interface's output to the preamp because that's exactly what you normally don't do, and then to the camera because I was trying to replay something from MIDI, so I think that's called reamping. But there's actually a little box you can get to do that correctly. But well, this is as close as I could get without reinvesting. Maybe there's a way to route it in your DAW too. I don't know, but hopefully that's pretty close representation. Of course, that's mono because this is what this has to offer. You could always get two of them, or you could record one track and then the other track, maybe, or do some studio trickery of some kind. But I don't mind that it's mono because mainly I'm going to be using this one for my voice. So anyway, thanks for listening. Remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right, God bless. Whoops, I almost forgot to mention, I did open it up, and there's the tube I found inside. It looks like it's made by PS Vane ECC 83. Now, I doubt if that's the only manufacturer they use. They probably, I'm guessing, okay, they have different vendors and whatever is available, but they say the tubes are hand-picked. Well, I think there's probably, I could be wrong, okay? I think just there's probably different vendors they use that are within their range of quality and acceptability. My best guess, but I kind of know how manufacturing works a little bit. All right, because I'm a part of it, but not tubes per se, not tubes at all, actually. But anywho, I hope that gave you some insight.